Disneyland has discontinued their free Fastpass service, which many of us have been using for years to get on attractions quicker, and also they've discontinued the MaxPass service, and they've replaced all of that with Disney Genie Plus. In this video, we're going to talk about what Disney Genie Plus is, what attractions it's going to help you get on, and tips for how to use it best, and also tips for how to make the most of your day when you're not using it, because Disney Genie Plus is going to cost you. We're going to talk about all of that in today's video. Hey there, my name's Eric D, and on this channel my hope is always to make your next Disney adventure a little bit more magical with tips and tricks, food reviews, and news. So if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. But as I mentioned at the start of this video, Disneyland has discontinued the Fastpass and MaxPass system. And if you have been to Disneyland in the past 2 decades, you know that Fastpass has played an important role on helping guests get onto attractions quicker without the long wait, the standby line. Well, all of that's changing with Disney Genie Plus. And to understand Disney Genie and how it all works, you really need to understand 3 different offerings that Disney is doing. Disney Genie, Disney Genie Plus, and the individual Lightning Lane. Now, the first one we're not going to spend a ton of time talking about because this free option, Disney Genie, it is free, which is great, but it does not give you any Fastpass-like features as far as kind of cutting in line or making a reservation in line and being able to have that shorter wait time. These other 2 options do have that ability. We're going to talk about those first. We will talk a little bit about this, but first let's talk right about Disney Genie Plus and what that is. It is going to cost you $20 per day per ticket. So if you have 4 people in your party, you're going to have to pay that 4 times if you want to use Disney Genie Plus. But this is really kind of the new version of Fastpass. Disney explains, Disney Genie Plus allows you to choose the next available time to arrive at a variety of attractions and experiences using the Lightning Lane entrance. Using the app, you can choose the next available time to arrive at an attraction. When your arrival time begins, you go to the attraction and you will have a reduced wait using the Lightning Lane. You can make 1 selection at a time throughout the day. Disney Genie Plus will also include Disney theme park audio experiences and photo features to capture your memories, and unlimited Disney PhotoPass downloads. So for Disneyland, the fact that they have included the PhotoPass photographers and the on-ride photos is a big deal because that is a great benefit. And so even if you are not going to buy this Disney Genie Plus for your whole group, you might want to buy it just for one person, not to be getting on the attractions quicker, but to make use of those PhotoPass photographers and also those on-ride photos. So if you pay $20, all those photos they take in that day and all the on-ride photos, you can get copies of those. And that's a great deal really for all those photos. But let's talk about what attractions Disney Genie Plus is going to get you on quicker at both Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. At Disneyland Park, Autopia, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters, Haunted Mansion and Haunted Mansion Holiday, Indiana Jones Adventure, It's a Small World and It's a Small World Holiday, Matterhorn Bobsleds, Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run, Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin, Space Mountain, Splash Mountain, Star Tours, The Adventure Continues. Over at Disney California Adventure Park, Goofy Sky School, Grizzly River Run, Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, and Guardians of the Galaxy Monsters After Dark. Incredicoaster, Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the Rescue, Soaring Around the World, Toy Story Midway Mania. If you've purchased Disney Genie, you can begin making your attraction selections as soon as you enter the park. And with that, you can make 1 attraction selection at a time, but there is a little caveat there as far as if your return window has passed, as far as you could have gotten on that attraction and you haven't and that time has passed, you can start making a reservation for another one. Or if you make a reservation and it's farther out into the afternoon or evening and 2 hours have passed, so 120 minutes, you can then make another selection at that point. One of the things you may have noticed when we were going over that list of attractions that are available on Disney Genie Plus, it didn't include some of the very most popular and newest attractions at California Adventure and at Disneyland. And the reason why is because those most popular and newest ones, those are only available via the individual Lightning Lane. And what that means is anyone, whether they have Disney Genie or not, can get in the Lightning Lane if they're willing to pay a price individually for that attraction, per person, so per ticket. The attractions at the Disneyland Resort that use the individual Lightning Lane are Star Wars, Rise of the Resistance, Radiator Springs Racers, and Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure. So what is the price for these individual Lightning Lane selections? Well, it depends on the day and it depends on the attraction. But what we've seen from Walt Disney World is Rise of the Resistance is usually about $15 a day per person. and other attractions that are not as popular are like $7 a day, $11 a day. It might fluctuate depending on the time of year, the demand, and all those sorts of things. So you'll need to look at the app and see what the price is if you want to do that. Now, in most cases, I would say I would never be purchasing the individual lightning lane selections because I don't personally want to be paying $15 per person to go on an attraction that I feel like I already paid for. So in those cases, you can either wait in the standby line, or if that attraction has a boarding group, that is the way you'll need to get on that attraction. And once again, if you are only going to Disneyland, once every few years, maybe that's something you want to buy because your time is valuable to you, and you say, you know what, $15 per person, instead of getting a special souvenir or something like that, this attraction is more important to my family. But once again, for me, in most cases, because I get to go to Disneyland a lot, it's probably not going to be something that I'm doing very often unless I'm with someone who has to go on this attraction, they never come to the parks, and they really want to go on that attraction. With the individual lightning lane, you can only select 2 attractions per day, and you can't select the same attraction twice, so you can't go on Rise of the Resistance 5 times by just paying $15 each time. We won't spend much time talking about the complimentary Disney Genie, but the free option, as Disney explains, Disney Genie includes a personalized itinerary feature that will quickly and seamlessly map out an entire day, from specific attractions, foodie experiences, and entertainment. So you can basically get on the app, select the attractions you are most interested in. If you are interested in a specific show or specific characters, you can let the app know that, and it will come up with a suggested itinerary. Disney goes on to explain further. Disney Genie provides itinerary updates from morning to night. Disney Genie will continue to update your itinerary throughout your day so you can be more spontaneous and go with the flow. Find your favorites at a glance. Create your own personalized tip board and instantly see your favorites. It will display current and forecasted future wait times, helping you predict when you might experience quicker entry to attractions. So this tip board and the forecasted wait times, I do see as a big benefit for guests because lots of times when I'm using the app, I'm having to scroll around the map or through long lists to try and find the favorite attractions to see, okay, is the wait time shorter? Is it better now? So if it really is working like they say it will, that is going to be a big benefit. The question is, if everyone is interested in the same attractions, how beneficial will this be? So we'll have to see as we get further into it, once people have tried it more. But as they've described it, this free benefit, I do see that as a positive. Disney continues, enjoy more flexibility and fun. Disney Genie brings existing planning features together in one place. Join a virtual queue at certain attractions, make dining and experience reservations, mobile order food at many locations, get help from a virtual assistant, and more. So Disney will be adding this complimentary Disney Genie feature to the Disneyland and Walt Disney World apps, which will be beneficial for guests to be able to use with the tip board and with the virtual assistant to be able to text in some questions and get some answers right away. So there definitely are some benefits with that, but once again, no Fastpass-like features. As we've seen Disney Genie launch in Walt Disney World, I have been hearing a lot of both positive and some negative things about the free Disney Genie option. Things along the lines of, yeah, you know what, when it suggests to go to attraction, lots of times when I wait in that line, it's a little bit shorter than what the standby line says, so I feel good about that. It might say, 25 minutes, and it only took me 17, 18 minutes to get on there. So there are positive things like that where it is suggesting things like, wait to go on this later, but there's other things that people aren't loving as far as, you know what, everything's busy, so it's just selecting some attractions and telling me to go on attractions I'm not really interested in, or it's telling me to go and get a treat or a meal right now, which I don't really want to do. I want to hit more attractions. So of course you can't let this app run your whole day, but as far as the wait times and the tip board, as far as when to return to attractions, a lot of people have been finding that helpful. So definitely check that out and use it, but remember, don't let the app run your day. Make sure you're doing the things you want to do. So now let's talk strategy about how to make the most of your day if you're using Disney Genie Plus, and also if you're not using Disney Genie Plus. To have the best experience with Disney Genie Plus, you want to make sure you have purchased it before you are entering the park, because you don't want to enter the park and have to be getting out your credit card or whatever and trying to figure out how to purchase it on the app. Purchase it beforehand, so as soon as you walk through those gates, you can start making your first selection. And when you are making those selections, remember, not all attractions are created equal when it comes to this, because some of the attractions are going to push that return time later and later into the afternoon because they're very popular. So you don't want to be stuck with something way late in the afternoon maybe. So maybe look for those popular attractions first and try and get in on that early. So if I am entering Disneyland, I'm not going to probably be selecting the Haunted Mansion first, because that attraction usually is a walk-on for the first few hours of the day. Unless it's Haunted Mansion Holiday, I know, but go along with it. So I would be looking at maybe Space Mountain Or maybe another attraction like Indiana Jones, where I know the wait time goes up and up, and maybe later in the afternoon or early evening, they are running out of reservations available. And also look at the calendar. Are you going to be there on a weekend? Are you going to be there on a holiday? That might be the day you want to purchase Genie Plus, because it is going to be busier in the parks those days. So maybe if it's just an average Tuesday or Wednesday, you don't want to purchase it or use it that day because the lines might not be as bad. But if you're going on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, or a holiday, that's definitely when you're going to want to consider purchasing that. Or maybe you're going to go on your trip and not purchase Disney Genie at all, but your group really wants to go on Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. Maybe in that case, you can use that money you would have spent on Disney Genie to purchase, a one individual selection attraction to get onto Rise of the Resistance, to make sure everyone is able to enjoy that attraction and go on it. So you need to weigh those things out for what your group's most excited about and what they really want to see. So talk about it with your friends and family and figure out kind of your game plan for that. And you might be in the situation where you're not going to purchase Disney Genie Plus at all on a trip. And that's totally fine, because you can still have a great time. The recommendations I would make in those cases is be there at park opening, or what's referred to as rope drop. If you can get there a bit before the gates open, they will take you into the park and up to a stopping point where there's going to be a rope. And so Disney fans call this rope drop. When the park opens, they drop that rope and you can walk over in a fast fashion to the attraction you're most excited about. And for those of us who don't want to purchase those individual selection attractions, this is going to be a great time to be at the start of the line and move right to there. So if I really want to get on Radiator Springs Racers at California Adventure, I'm going to be there early in the morning. Another option is, if you're not able to get on that attraction you really want to early in the morning, wait until maybe the fireworks are going on, Fantasmic, another nighttime show. The attraction lines tend to go down then, and so you can get in line for that attraction, and as long as you are in line before the park closes, they will let you go on that attraction. So that is another option. So just because you can't budget in Disney Genie Plus or think it's, not right for your family or friends, totally understandable. You can still have a great time. You just need to plan around that. And one other thing I would have you think about, are the attractions really the thing that means the most to your group? Because some people like Disney parks for the entertainment the most, some people really like the food, some people like the merchandise, some people just like to be with their family and friends, whether they're waiting in line or not. They just like to be there together and having a good time. So maybe getting on more attractions isn't what means most to you guys. Maybe a special meal would mean more, or maybe getting special treats throughout your trip. So think about how you want to use that $15 or $20 each day. Maybe for your group, the best thing would be to have a special character breakfast, or maybe it would be just having special treats throughout the trip, and that's going to be what's more memorable than getting on some of the attractions with a less wait time. So definitely think about those things. I know this was a lot to take in, but hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please give a like and consider subscribing to the channel, because as I said, as more and more people experience Disney Genie and we learn more and more, I will make additional videos to talk about the tips and tricks to make the most of your visit when using this or not using it. So definitely subscribe to the channel so you can get the latest on that. In the comments down below, I would love to hear your thoughts about if you are going to purchase Disney Genie Plus in the future, or if it's something that you and your family and friends are going to avoid. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see y'all again real soon. Bye.